Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing, spectacular Propagandacast with me, your host, Emperor Dane, the one, the only master propaganda hero psych defender of the fatherland, of here to glorious 1v1 on Amilly Fields. In the north it is Makros fighting for the German army, Deutschland, the Overwatch West here with Breakthrough, Special Operations, and Overwatch. West and south it is Eisernes, Kreuz here with NKVD, Rav Disruption, featuring the KV-8, Radio Intercept, comes the command squads, the Scorched Earth Policy ability, and anti-tank ultra, double mine and infantry. Forming up here with the 7th Tank Corps versus Makros' 3rd Panzer Division. We will have to see what he goes for. Of course, Kreuz here with early NKVD definitely obviously involves radio intercept, but beyond that, maybe we're seeing comes command squads, KV-8s. What else will we see? That's interesting there. Basil also pops in there with some commentary there, reminding us all to, thank all the glorious patrons and supporters. You too can join the ranks by pledging on Patreon, it says, or you can always just donate via PayPal. Links in the description. And of course, comment, like, share, subscribe, press the bell button as that makes Basil extra happy. Isn't that right, Basil? Yeah, he says yeah. So triple counter there for Kreuz, double footage there for Makros, probably the 3rd one on the way there. We got sandbags, we got barbed wire, pushing for less than fuel point, also attaching a force for the eastern fuel. Meanwhile, Kreuz kind of doing the same thing, but with the western fuel point being based attaching most of his forces. So, a bit interesting opening there from both sides, but interesting. Troops setting out there, good sandbag here by Kreuz, thumbs up. Ground western fuel point here, heading eastwards to the full Scala dealer. 3rd force on the way there for Makros. 3rd Foxtrot squad back here for Kreutz's base. We got the non-engineer squad, so triple comes to double engineers. Standard opening there. Standard opening. Sandbags up there. Move up towards the centre. Mindful's up here. Makros taking no chances versus Kreuz. Taking no chances whatsoever. Falling a bit back there. Wisely waiting out with his opponent. Engineer space in these as well. They're basically doing nothing. This is a very nice fence. Yes, I remember one like that back in Chernobylsk. I thought you were from Chernoborg. No, that's a god. Alright. This guy sucks with Russian place names, doesn't he? Yeah. Anyways, troops moving force there for Makros. 4 force going there for Makros. Further there, nothing going on there in Kreutz's space. He's moving up. Troops holding up there for Makros. Bit of a standoff here. So they both slowly approaching each other, trying to figure out how to approach each other, using the terrain here. Sturmpioneer got here, laying down some barbed wire to secure the well, making sure no one falls into it. After the 1942 Timmy incident, a Führerbefehl came out that, all wells had to be secured properly with barbed wire. Anyways, Chuck on the way there for Makros, but like the battle headquarters, considering all the full gunners, they could, of course, pull a mechanized regiment surprise here. New space in the east. Just pushing forward here for full gunners against the conscripts. Just bringing him again, units with flamethrowers ready to burn through Makros' forces. There we go, catching the fortune on them. That said, you might want to keep a conscript squad close, connected, merge with immediately. That's what, a lot of players like to do that way. They keep the flamethrower units, so if it's a spearhead unit, they can just keep going at full strength. Every comes getting this jump pioneers there, need to merge. There we go. Thumbs up the Eisernes Kreuz. Very good. Of course, need to keep merging because the flamethrower units will attract a lot of attention. This is, shall we say, a tactic you see with some high, tier players. They'll focus on the flamethrower unit. They'll just keep merging the conscripts as much as possible. That way, keeping that full strength. So, nice to see that here from Eisernes Kreuz. Nice to see that. Folks overwhelming the conscripts with sheer numbers. Makros here, wielding infantry like a sledgehammer. Engineers to same with this pump company here. They got medics on the way there for Kreuz as well. Can soon go for the command squad, which can be used to give us infantry specific boosts. Battle headquarters there for Makros and the German army. No sign of Doctrine yet. They're considering things already. It's probably not going to be breakthroughs such as either Spec Ops or Overwatch. Overwatch certainly being a very common Soviet, or Oberkommando West Doctrine, not Soviet. If it was, let's be something wrong. Cutting off point C, denying access to the fuel there to the Soviets. Good play there by Makros and the German army. Control on the Volksgrenadiers. Troops moving up there. We got the mechanized command post there for Makros. Upgrading that, of course, might go for flak half-tech as all these conscripts, of course. I think Decisive would be a bad choice. Kreuz going to go for the field gun, expecting some sort of light vehicle to hit him, most likely. This is 3-divisional field gun. Mines being laid down, or at least considered laid down, but the advance of the Soviet infantry being spotted by other troops does convince Makros maybe not there. Can go for the Comes Command Squad now. Of course, may want to go for the field gun first, but you know, the Comes Command Squad I think would be a good addition if used well. The fact he does require some, you know, shall we say, thinking ahead there with abilities does mean some players don't use him, but in general I think hold the line and not one step back when used properly actually quite good. In particular, not one step can be really good when used properly. I mean, obviously it makes it easy to hit, but again, well timed, it can just allow to like hit a lot of damage very fast. Plus, you have access to fear propaganda artillery and grenades, and for healing, does make the Comes Command Squad quite good. In particular, when you also have the high levels of veterans, you get for some just a 6-man squad out of it. So you know it's pretty good. Mines of the car point here, definitely thinking ahead there, anticipating Makros going to make another push with the car point. Very good. That said, he probably should anticipate a light vehicle and then soon go for the field gun next. Still, good macro control here. Makros holding back, rebuilding his forces, making ready for the next big push. May want to dispatch someone on the far left side to do some harassment there on Kreuz. We've got the Comes Command Squad moving ahead here, inspiring the men with his presence and his gun. There we go. Got not one step back, which again makes them fire faster and more accurately. And of course, between heavy cover, they do of course suffer less from their malice there in terms of like being easy to hit. Of course, they still are. We got the sorts of plenty here, making it a bit tough here for him to fight there. He could of course try and call in some fear propaganda. So there you go. Nice play here by Kreuz, taking advantage of the folks needs to sneak up and hit the car point there. That set, the flak half attack of course proved to be a bit of a hindrance there. Field is on the way though, flanking is trying to flank, but getting met here by heavy. A sort of a fire there from the upgraded Volksgrenadiers. Kreuz finds his attempt there, thwarted. European advancing in the centre. Flak half attack rushing ahead. He's going to have to up retreat. No access to smoke grenades, or any other smoke call-in, so just has to sort of back off there. Field gun though is ready. We'll have to see how quickly Kreuz tries to take up here. So fast I think get up to T70. Well, theoretically actually 6 here versus Makros the better. He could of course also go for the anti-aircraft tower pack. That is very much an option too. Grenade upgrade there for Kreuz, very good. Falling back here for now, setting up any perimeter, or at least a defense point I would say, around the fuel point there, which lets he stall the Germans, make it hard to get there. Not what he's doing, he's attacking ground, hoping to catch mines, in case there's been anyone laid down. That said, not having much luck. I mean, he actually has laid down mines, but, you know, doesn't decide to, like, poke around further. Also, minesweepers. Go there. Technically, you can see the mines, but at the same time, they can be hard to see here since they do blend a bit with the terrain. But still, again, very simply at the mines was out so fast because Kreuz has indeed been mining the crucial points. So again, you know, 2 thumbs up to both players. Shots being fired there. Back here, nothing further going on, but I imagine those engineers can use to set up the tank command and then set up for the T70 here, the machine gun ammo for Makros and the German army, the Dritte Panzerdivision. And at the same time, far in the west here, we got a lone engineer squad going for less than fuel point there, very good. Exploiting here that Makros supposed to foresee, but at the same time, not being very aggressive. Like, I think he's relying too much ahead on attacks rather than maneuver here against Kreuz, which is great for Kreuz. It makes it much easier to hold up and allows you to a strong force in terms of like firepower. Because again, Makros just is like trying to like leverage this firepower as optimally as he can versus Kreuz. So it becomes easy for Kreuz to get hold off against a lot of Volksgrenadiers with a lot of assault rifles on top of their K-90Ks, plus the flak half deck which is being dispatched westward. So Makros here definitely could stand to be a bit more aggressive, a bit more active. Like he's I think being too passive again, but also like I think just to intend going head on. Like there's always like other ways around. In fact, German Doctrine kind of preferred, like, not hitting the hardest point of resistance, but going around it and then hitting them from an angle they weren't expecting. I mean, that was the essence of the Blitzkrieg. Just, find the weak spots, hit hard, and then envelop the enemy, cut them off, and then destroy them more at your leisure. Flag half tech holding up here. Field gun coming forwards there. Tank coming up and can go for the T7 here for Kreuz. Of course, he could try and be bold, go for the making Eisernes company and push for something big. Oh, that's exactly what he's doing. That is exactly what Kreuz is doing. Alright. Bold and daring there. Jump on the west side, trying away from Makros. That said, Kreuz should be able to rush out a T-34 from 60 against Makros, which is going to be definitely a problem there for Makros. Of course, if Kreuz is completely bananas, he could just try and push for a KV8. I don't think he's going to do that, but he could do it. Kreuz is probably one of those players that shall say he does play a bit more along how he wants and is more experimental. So I can't rule it out with Kreuz. He could actually try and go for a KV8 rush, sort of. So I wouldn't be entirely surprised that he would not call that optimal, but he could do it. And if he did do it, it could actually work out here as long as he can defend the fuel point and get some more fuel in the process. That said, rushing out a T-34-6 would easily be the optimal choice here for Kreuz, and definitely more immediately painful for Makros to deal with. That said, worth noting, Makros here gets to choose a Doctrine versus Kreuz, certainly makes it more likely to go for Spec Ops here. Typically want go Overwatch early for the Jaegers, so it's more than that. Well, theoretically could go for Breakthrough, but that one seems unlikely at this point. But you know, never say never. Never say never. But we'll see exactly what Makros is planning. We shall see. He's being hammered out these small shit there. Oh, that could be a wipe. Yeah, I think that's going to be a wipe. Yep. Bit of slow reaction there by Kreuz. Good kill there for Makros. At the same time, we do get more of a flank here. Could hit the field gun, leaving Kreuz in a bit of exposed position. Comes out there, popping a grenade here, and the Fulton gun is getting some damage, but still tight and awkward situation here for Kreuz. If he is planning for a KV8 again, not saying he is, but if he is, I think he's going to have to drop that plan now and again. Whatever the case, the T-34 from 6 is going to be necessary because right now Makros, I think, is in strong control of the map, and Kreuz really needs a tank as a shock unit to really throw off Makros, because right now Makros, I think, is not going to be particularly ready for a T-34 from 6. Particularly not just one like Kednev and not a lot of infantry right now at the front line to support it. And armor is definitely not going to be happening anytime soon. I mean, it's not authorized. And even when it is, it's still going to be at least, a few more minutes before we go for the Panther 4. Whereas again, Kreuz is seconds away from being able to call in the T-34 from the 6. So, going to be dicey there for Makros with just one like Kednev if he gets hit by Kreuz and a T-34 from the 6. If he does go for it again. If he goes for the KV8 though, all bets are off. I don't think he will, but again, with Kreuz, you never quite know. You never quite know. He's been hard hit down the retreat path. Worth noting, by the way, that Kreuz is not going for the T-34 6. Is he actually going for it? Is he really? Comes got the bit 2-4 killed. Definitely good work in there. Got a grenade off, forcing retreat there though. Switching westwards, I think it's good maneuver here for now. Okay, he's going for the T-34 6. He might have been playing the KV, but at least at that point, if he was, definitely got, the realization that perhaps he should wait with that a bit at least if he wants to go for it, but yeah, those moments where they're thinking is he actually going to go for it? When companies too, it gets kind of interesting at times. But we've got the orbital knight here for Makros, equipped with an MD-34, very good. Still no sign of a Doctrinal for Makros, still nothing. T-34 halfway done. Constant force to fall back, grabbing some fuel from Makros. Got really excellent map control right now here versus Kreuz. Amazing map control even. Focus on the engineers. T-34 from 6 almost down there. Makros, I definitely think, should be laying down mines. He's got plenty of munition. He could also lay down boob trap to the opposite side. I mean, he needs to further take advantage of this map control to make it harder for Kreuz to get back. So mines and booby traps, plus a Doctrine, I think would be a great addition here for Makros. Anything he can, to sort of slow down his opponent. And make it harder for Kreuz to get back on the field here. I think got fortunately comes to command, going to challenge straight to the assault rifle, definitely not the best move here. Grenade off. Quick retreat, very good. Maximum over there. Makros this close to the Panther 4 Model J. He is close. Troops reinforcing healing. Kreuz may of course want to consider another field gun. He'll at least maybe some other support weapons. Conscript being upgraded. Maximus the Volksguardiers. Just skirmishing there, constantly hammer the flak half track. Being pushed back, counter more on the way. The T-54, it's not really getting a lot of leverage in there for Kreuz. So really, I think needs to, like, get more aggressive with it. Obviously not recklessly, but I think needs to, like, consider heading Makros around the flanks rather than just trying to, like, ram it straight for the center here of Makros. I mean, it can work out, but at the same time, it's also mean he's clearly being a bit hesitant with the T-54 and not leveraging it's all of its firepower here versus Makros as well as he can, while he still has, like, the opportunity, because the T-54 really can deal a lot of damage to infantry fast if you allow it to. So I feel like there's something that Kreuz may of course want to work a bit on. Of course, at the same time, also the same doesn't get like reckless and risk losing it, which obviously would be terrible for him. But there needs to be some sort of middle ground to a degree. But there you go. Panther from Mordial, of course, Kreuz knows that's going to require another field gun, getting out another T-54 and 6 soon. Would be caught in with the T-54 though, low on health. He's being absolutely torn to stretch in the centre. He needs something to deal with that flak half tech first. Fast. There we go. Great hit from the CIS 3 Division field gun, punching straight through the armour. Grab these in a field point there. I think he's trying to remove some of the cover there from the enemy, or he's just shooting randomly. Pentagon westwards. I didn't see my other units there. Very good. Maximum sending him pull for there. Go flak half tech once more. Low on health though. A cannon for nearby. Got the comms command for the fault from the east. Fault's being pushed back. Field on the way there for Kreuz. So he's clearly worrying about more German armour. Possibly Makros still hasn't yet to gone for Doctrine. Definitely something he needs to fix up soon, I think. Grab the eastern point with the conscripts. Grab the eastern point with the comms command squad. Got the full sneak back west here for Makros. There going at the east side with the Panther Force, striking at the conscripts their cover. Holding, but only for now. Can it hold much longer in the face of the German Panzerwaffe? And it's rough. There you go. Shots shattering the sandbags. Conscripts now exposed out in the open against the ruthless elements of the German Wehrmacht. In the centre, comes being flanked by the Volks and the ME-34, pushing them back. On the west side, the T-54 going for the isolated Volks support. This is good. This is definitely where the T-54 excels against isolated units that are forced to retreat. Causing havoc and grief here for Makros. Kreuz can soon go for another T-54 from 6. Well, again, he could play for the KV-8 now. Again, I probably would recommend another T-54 first. Makros, I would definitely recommend a Doctrine. This stage is really starting to look like special operations. Probably going to try and solve a command Panther, I guess. Fields being attacked by the Panther 4. Keeping up the suit here. Aggressive, bold. Shot one through there from the T-54. There you go. Field crew cleared out. Could destroy it. That's just going to be painful there for Kreuz. Cover up the T-34. Moving straight ahead here. Other field in trouble as well. Got a frantic counter here by Kreuz to deny and Makros' ability to clear out the field gun here, but he's getting met by machine gun fire and he's trying to flank or something. Comes command from control over the Volksguardiers. Really dire situation here for Kreuz versus Makros. There goes sending the T-54. But field gun behind with Kedenwerfer. Shot missed the flak half track. There you go. Good hits on the Kedenwerfer. Forcing away from the field gun. He did not destroy that Bowie. So that's a close call here for Kreuz going for another T-54 from 6 again. Is he planning for the KV-8? I don't know, but his T-54 seems to be delayed sufficiently long enough to indicate that he might still be like wanting to go there. Makros from up the lighter in translator should seen. Very good. Do not be fooled by the name though. That one actually developed later than 1918. It was just a name of skins like to fool the Allies into thinking that that was a weapon from the war, so it was they could actually use it. T-34 there, almost done. Light infantry gun halfway done. Field being held back for reinforcements healing. Let's see, of course, what Makros is planning. Grab the center victory point. We got from 9 to 115. Still no Doctrine from Makros. Also flooding a lot of munitions. Still not a lot of mines here. Not a lot of mines or booby traps. And there we go. Light infantry gets acting out. Control the Fultz Grenadiers. Pushing up against the Maxim. Very good there, very good. Pentacle striking on the west, or T-34 striking on the west. There was the Fultz Grenadiers taking front, following up for Kreuz. Forming up a stronger armoured nucleus with which to shatter the German control of the front line here. Setting new port, still be smart. There you go. Double field guns taking out the flak half check. Definitely mistake with Makros getting too close to the friendly front line. You can just be snapped by the field guns like this. Thumbs up to Kreuz there, but you know, not good with Makros. Still nothing there for Doctrine from Makros though. We are also at the 20-minute mark, which means past the 20 mark, which is typical. So if you haven't chosen a Doctrine by then, you really need to like A, choose one, but also like in the future, consider what Doctrines you have, because you can't choose one by 20 minutes. Typically something I would say is off for your selections. Films up the Pentagon in a few moments. There we go. So what is Makros planning? Going for the cup on these again. We got 89 versus 409. Is it planning a Command Panther? A Jagdtiger? Hopefully not. Keep coming forward again. Need to be careful. Of course, getting within Panther Faust range. There we go. Suffering the wrath of the Panther Faust. Got hit there. T-34 down to half health. Fix up the other T-34. Fun fact about the Panther Faust, they have a variety of models with different ranges and effectiveness. And I think like the last models were actually meant to be work more like the Panther. They could like reuse, that is, you know, you could just load in a new rocket into the tube. So little fun fact there about the Panther Faust. They also made one for aircraft known as the Flieger Faust, you know, shooting down aircraft. I don't think that one's particularly effective. At least a lot harder to use. Got hit by the field guns in the Panther Faust, pushing down to half health. Flanking here the machine gun. Focusing on trouble as well. 69 points left for Kreuz versus the 409 of Makros. Kreuz needs some of those victory points soon. And Makros really needs to choose his rock, but at this point it's starting to really look like he's planning like special operations and command Panther, like he almost has the fuel, he more or less has the manpower as well. So it's definitely starting to look a lot like a Spec Ops choice, which is very delayed here for Makros. Very delayed. Going for the center victory point, we got 55 versus Makros at 409. Like, he has the fuel now, I think, from yes, he needs the manpower and of course choosing the Doctrine. T-34 taking periods from the Panther 4, being shot to bits out in the other with the T-34s from the 6s. We got 47 versus Makros' 409. Crossing troops as well there. Kreuz definitely leveraging his T-34s a bit more aggressively now here versus Makros. Damage some fuel point, of course. I think he actually wants to go for the victory point over the fuel point there at this point, to be honest. That said, he still needs more fuel as well, obviously, for his tanks. And again, possibly for a KVA. Makros there definitely now has the command points and the resources for the command Panther. All he needs to do is just choose the Doctrine and call it in here. It's that I don't really know that what Makros is planning anything. Also, being shot to bits on there with the T-34 from 6. We've got 49 versus 42. But he definitely should make the decision soon. Getting wing up here from Makros. Got Tillerfire flying back there at the Germans. Destroying the field gun, down that to Kreuz. Marching up the eastern side. Is he planning a King Tiger? Like, I really don't know what Makros is planning here. But it's definitely starting to feel like he doesn't know what exactly he's doing here. Or his plan to keep being thrown off then. Almost got the machine gun here. And he now has the fuel for the King Tiger. If he, you know, of course, still needs to build the mechanized ranging point. He doesn't have the fuel, but you know, detail. Manpower-wise, again, he's got plenty. So I'm not touching what's going on. Okay, goes for Overwatch, finally. does unlock the powerful sector assault ability. Also for the fatherland, which all have been great to like help defend all the territory, having actually at most of the map. So either way, though, I would have to say like Makros choosing a Doctrine here is way too late, and you know, definitely gets a thumbs down here for me, because that's just like, you know, not efficient and honestly a bit sloppy. He's going for a Panther here. Fine, as opposed to honestly I'd recommend Panther 4s, but you know, details. Either way, he's going for a tank, which is good. He's got a Doctrine, which is good, though again I don't agree with the timing. Mine get set off there, comes command squad wiped out, better below there's a Kreuz and the Red Army. Great kill here though for Makros, for sure. Another T-Fed falls. I guess Kreuz is not planning KVH after all. Or if he is, he just can't make up his mind, you know, he's sort of thinking about it, and then just at the last moment just, you know, chickens out and goes, Niet, not today, KVH, not today, another time. So there you go, third T-Fed out there for Eisernes Kreuz. Line for gun there, abandoned out in the open. Panther out there for Makros, the Panzerkampfwagen 5. T-Fed flanking the Panther 4, Model J, moving up the second one as well there. That's a lot of T-Fed force for Kreuz, but of course consider calling another comes in command squad. But at this point, he's also like very close to another T-Fed force from 6, calling that in. I think that'd honestly be a great choice as well here for Kreuz, though. He is fairly short in infantry, so comes command squad, another command squad, he would actually be a pretty good idea, in fact necessary, almost I'd say. There you go, instead going for field gun. Yeah, not sure if I'm still a fan of that, but I guess the around of the Panther does warrant that. Certainly can't blame him for going for a second field in response to the Panther. Panther adding the pinlock machine gun, very good. T-Fed taking hits it. T-Fed's engaging head on. Shot one through, others bounced. The Panther's 80mm of sloped armor, constantly shot to base out in the open by the Phillips Grenadiers. And supporting elements. We got air support from Makros now, going for the sector assault, unleashing the might of the Luftwaffe against Kreuz. Makros is like, something's happening, I don't know, comrade, I do not know. Panther engaging, 10 kills, but 2. Fixing the T-Fed force, ace on that one. Airstrike on the Maxim, forcing it back. Gentleman out there from Bash on the background. Panther getting the conscripts. Getting the field on the Panther 4. Nice hit on the Panther from the field gun. Nice hit. That said, these are some of those victory points because otherwise Kreuz is going to be, well, in a lot of trouble with the commissariat. Never mind losing one of their commissars. Fucking shot to face, we've got an Ace-Level T-Fed Volvo, that's really good here for Kreuz, as you might notice. It shoots really fast with the Ace-Level because it gets such a big rate of fire boost. Captain hits here. T-Fed knocked out the Stinging Blow here to Kreuz. Stinging Blow, the camera crew cleared out. Almost got the Panther there, almost got it, but not quite. Pushing back here the German support weapons and infantry. 24 points left for Kreuz. Getting the T-Fed force down to half over. That's on the Panther, almost got the Panther 4 here. Close to T3 field guns keep hammering away there, with including the Ace-Level field gun, which is actually a big problem for Makros' tanks. In particular, the Panther, it's a big issue since it pretty much just ignores the armor of the Panther then. Which, combined with the high rate of fire, means the Panther just melts in front of the field gun. 1 kill on the Panthers of files, but it just hasn't done a lot there in the end. Now we got 20 points left here versus Makros at 366, going for another T-34. He also has anti-tank Overwatch in reserve here. Makros again should have gone for Doctrine soon, like maybe some Goliath, but again, for the final and correct time, it could have been pretty big versus Kreuz. On the east side, we got Fultz being attacked by the Council, going for the eastern victory points. We're looking to claim all 3. Destroying the support weapon there, denying it to his opponent, very good. Destroying the building there, I imagine. Perhaps. Sandbags up. Digging in, very good. Veteran in the Open got 33 kills, definitely doing their part there for Das Vaterland. T-Fed was the Panther 4. Panther 4 is close to 53, then getting its own rate of fire boost. And we got the Schwer Panther quarters there. Trying to hit something, but can't because the shrubbery is in the way. Field guns falling back here. T-54 being repaired. Third one ready here for Kreuz and the glory of the Red Army. Close to 50 and the T-54 strikes forwards. No, turns to take a turn there, I think. No, well, there's not actually any action on the west side. Definitely no side there, but Kreuz and also arguably for Makros. Now, because we could harass the western victory point, trying to bleed out Kreuz that way a bit more. Rather than focusing much on the centre here, it does seem like Makros suffers a bit from tunnel vision at this point. Great for Kreuz if we can exploit it. Great for Kreuz if we can realise it's exploited. Sitting on my position, they're pushing back the conscripts. Nice use of the ability there. But we got double field bombardment there, which pretty much counters the machine gun there. They actually ended up retreating, fascinating enough due to the infinite around the flank of the T-34s on the hand deal with that. Fresh air support called in here by Makros. Another sector short panther forwards here for Deutschland. Shots flying at it, some hitting, some missing. T-34 have been caught here by the Luftwaffe. We got 341 to 20, couldn't make a rush for the centre victory point, but again, we also then dispatched someone in the western point here. I think there could be GG here for Makros. Just being mowed down by the max. We even get, we get sustained fire. Very nice, pinning down the Volkskundiers. Nice work there. Nice work. Panther on the flank here. Panther being repaired a bit. Field guns ready. T-54 to support here. Getting a bit intense in there. Go. Luftwaffe strikes here at the centre. T-54 almost taken out by the Stuka Kanonenvögel. But there you go. Field guns tank through the Panther 4's armour. Slicing through it. This is that wasn't there. Ultimately, they get caught and torn apart with the T-54 close. Down to one man already. Not ready for Makros. Not great. Looks like about to getting a bit desperate. He's down to mess up. All the way. Panther charging in and diving after the T-34. Right in front of the field guns. I feel like this is a terrible calling on Makros. I do not know why he's doing it at this point in time. Like, he's got so many victory points. Like, he just plays a bit smarter. Instead, he dives in the Panther in a role which he's not really good at. And that's going to cost them the Panther, at which point Kreuz now has a significant advantage because the Panther opponents now on just one Panther 4 to deal with 3 T-34s, including an ace one again. With more on the way there, that's definitely dangerous for Makros. He might actually just hand his opponent the game. Particularly he's got the big fuel float, but no manpower to work with it because his infantry's all been bled dry. Partly again by the T-34s. So Makros kind of has left himself in an awkward position now due to some questionable choices at times. Of course, also some good play by Kreuz. Isn't that right, Basil? Yeah. T-54 limbering about. Getting off out there for Makros. T-54 number 4 ready. I mean, that's a swarm of T-54s ready versus just one Panther 4 and one Kednev. I think that's going to be fairly tough here for Makros to deal, in particular if Kreuz also calls in the anti-tank Overwatch. Comes the command football again there. Thumbs up. Almost got the Panther 4 there already. Didn't even need the anti-tank Overwatch then. Didn't even need it. Panther 4, the close to SNE 4. But he's flooding so much fuel. Like, he definitely, I think, failed to capitalize on the resource advantage quite well. And again, I think he's just gone for like more Panther 4s. Maybe consider Jagdpanzer due to its high rate of fire. But the Panther definitely just isn't a great choice. At least not without a lot more Orbsons and like, clinically clear out the field guns so surgically. So we got 292 versus 20. Makros definitely struggling a bit with the current state of affairs here. The lack of tanks or anything serious affecting the T-54s is definitely hindering. Hey, comrade, we just finished those sandbags. Stupid Suchka. You said what? No, nothing. Have a nice trip. To hell. Default's falling back a bit. Deal. We got 276 versus 20. fire shot. There we go. That Panther's going to go down whether he wants it to or not. He's trying to blitz. There you go. Knocked off the field gun. T-Field's not swarming. One of the Kevin versus like so many T-54 stands. No chance at all. In particular sense in the ace one. There we go. Kevin wiped. And with that, I mean, Makros, I think, is just dead in the water. Like, he is going for another Kevin now. He's actually now rushing for the Western Victory point finally. But I think it's just too little too late now for Makros. Too little too late. He's rushing all three, in fact. Could he still win this? Could he still win this? I guess it's not impossible, but the problem is also now the T-Fields could just rush in and just like block the capture, in fact, with the capture point ability. There we go, that's exactly. Oh, he moves too far. Moves too far. There you go, orbs on wiped now. Machine gun wiped. Yeah, with that, I think Makros is very much dead in the water now. GG, game over, loss for Makros, a victory for Kreuz. Good play there, but again, Makros, A, should have gone for Doctrine sooner, 2, should have mined up when he had, and definitely should have gone for more Panther Force when he had the opportunities. So, there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment. This is Imperial Link Team. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Until tomorrow again for our next episode. Bye.